In this video we're going to look at loaders. Loaders are one of the other general purpose pieces of equipment we have on a construction site. For earthworks, they don't really do any particular activity better than any others. They're just an all-purpose type of vehicle. They are like a large wheelbarrow, if you like. They're used for carrying stuff. They're used for loading up trucks and all that sort of stuff that an excavator can do, but a loader can do it better. Also known as front-end loaders, they're ideal for loading, scraping up and loading loose material. They're not very good for excavation. They're not really built for that. They're not strong enough, the bucket's the wrong shape and everything like that. They come in various sizes, from this little bobcat here, which is just a little one-man, very small little thing, through to this medium-sized loader, and in quarries they'll have loaders even larger than this. Some loaders, smaller loaders, can have what's called a 4-in-1 bucket. So in addition to doing the traditional loader type of thing, which is scrape stuff up, pick it up and drop it into a bucket, they can open up and spread stuff out so it can grade, so that bit there is actually grading. They can go backwards and cut and grade at the same time, so that one is actually going backwards. And they can also grab, so that bucket is actually closing down to grab stuff as well, which makes it very useful. Now this 4-in-1 bucket's really only available for smaller loaders. For bigger ones, they are almost exclusively a fixed bucket like this, doesn't open up at all like this smaller one. So loaders are normally wheeled. The reason why they're wheeled is because they are loaders, they're loading things, which means they have to go up to the stockpile, push into it, load up the bucket, back up, turn around, move to where the truck is and drop it down. So that means they have to be moving all the time. If they were on tracks, they'd be much slower than what they are. So they're usually you'll find that loaders are mounted on wheels so that they're faster, and they're able to go places that and do stuff faster than, say, an excavator. They can be tracked. Sometimes you find that they do need to be tracked for muddy ground and stuff like this, but on a construction site it's very rare to see a tracked loader. Usually the excavator would be doing the sort of work that a tracked loader would do, but if you do have a lot of loading in a very muddy or very steep area, then you might use a tracked loader. Articulated loaders, as I mentioned before, one of the main things that a loader does is it goes up, loads itself from a stockpile, then moves back and loads a truck. This can be achieved much faster and in a much smaller area if it's articulated. So you see this loader here has got hydraulic rams there, and what they do is they tilt the whole front end around. So that means that the loader can actually shape itself into a semicircle, which means it's got a much tighter turning radius. It can turn much faster. It can also turn in a tighter space, which is sort of quite essential if you've got a restricted area for your loading area. Backhoe loader, also known as a JCB. JCB are the people that used to make them. It's really just a big tractor. They've mounted a loader bucket at the front, and they've mounted a backhoe at the back, and so it's a multi-purpose piece of plant. They can go anywhere. As I said, they're mounted on a tractor. They can do anything. They're just a small piece of machinery. They don't make them much bigger than the one that's shown here, and the reason for that is the pieces of equipment just get a bit unwieldy as they get a bit bigger. It's got outriggers there as well, so outriggers there on the side, so it can stabilize itself prior to using the backhoe. Quick couple of connections, so you can actually swap out these pieces for say drilling equipment or something like that. So this is really just a all-purpose bit of plant. Can do anything, but it's not big enough to do it more efficiently than more specialized plant.